Hello and welcome to the Winning Post. I'm Mohit Lalvani to bring you all the best of horse racing action from around the world. Well, talking about around the world, Glorious Goodwood saw a very special performance from possibly the horse that's turning out to be the best miler in Europe, at least for now.
Premier Racing Partnerships brought the mountain to Muhammad, or in this case, the fashion and glamour to Singapore and its racing enthusiasts at the Fairmont Hotel on the running of the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II stakes at Ascot at the end of July. Royal Ascot gives way to the King George about 5 weeks later, and most would agree that the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Stakes is without any doubt the premier middle distance race over the summer in Europe. It was an evening that brought in Singapore's most fashionable and beautiful people from all walks of life and all parts of the world, including the host of the evening and supermodel, Kylie Bax.
It's going to be a fantastic evening. The event has been put on by such a wonderful crowd at Premier Racing. They're doing such an incredible job, and we've got fashion shows, we've got auctions, we've got fun prizes and giveaways, we've got raffles, and of course we've got the live feed from Ascot tonight with 7 races on the card.
Kylie Bax grew up on her parents' horse breeding farm in New Zealand, and after being discovered in a shopping mall has dazzled the world as an actress and supermodel, even appearing on the cover of Vogue and Marie Claire. She truly was the perfection that one sees when fashion marries horse racing.
Well, my outfit, my goodness, I've pieced it together, believe it or not. I have Manolo Blahnik shoes on. This is a Vasilikos Greek designer dress. I have a hat by Instantly Fabulous, and all the accessories and bits and bobs going on that you have to have when you're going to the races. You cannot forget the jewellery, you cannot forget the gloves. If it was daylight, I'd be wearing my sunglasses.
The evening itself promised much, including an auction that importantly supported a charitable cause called First Hand, a group of Singapore-based volunteers dedicated to improving the lives of children in Cambodia.
First Hand is a group of Singapore women that have volunteered 100% of their time to help children in Cambodia. There is a huge problem that much of us don't know about with child trafficking. It's heartbreaking and almost paralysing when you see the depth of the problem, and it's our aim to raise money to support organisations that we're very close with and visit regularly to help stop child trafficking. That's what we're hoping for tonight. We're going to be auctioning 4 items, and 100% of the profits from those auctions will be going to a charity called River Kids. We have Spanish villa, a luxury Spanish villa, which has 7 nights, and it has a groundsman and Olga the housekeeper. This is stunning. It's actually on Valderrama Golf Course, which is one of the most famous golf courses in the world. We have a Led Zeppelin signed guitar. We have 7 nights in Phuket golf retreat for all those gentlemen who love their golfing. And the piece de resistance is an F1 trip for 2 to the Monaco Grand Prix, including fabulous rooftop parties, lunches, breakfast, etc. So we're really hoping that gets some attention tonight from the racegoers and that we get some good bids.
The auction, hosted by auctioneer extraordinaire, proved to be a runaway success and raised close to 100,000 Singapore dollars for the evening.
The Led Zeppelin personally signed guitar, the Fender. First opening bid, I'll go a $250 rise is okay. The opening bid of the guitar is $500. If you don't want to bid, you sit down. $1,000, $2,000, $2,500. Just keep an eye on who's there. So we've got 3 over here, 1 over the back. $4,000. Sold, $5,500. Thank you, sir. Well bought. There we go.
Meanwhile, the live telecast from Ascot continued, and it was soon time for the big one. King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II stakes, and even with the late withdrawal of the unbeaten Epsom Derby and Eclipse Stakes winner Golden Horn, the race promised much by way of quality, and it was left to Postponed and Eagle Top to revive their rivalry with a pulsating tussle worthy of those 2 great horses.
Persuaded into the stalls, they're off and they're racing for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes, and leading the way in the early stages is Romsdale in the all-blue jacket. Snow Sky on the near side in the pink cap, wide is Postponed. On the left, Madam Chang will be about fourth, then the nose-banded Dylan Mouth, and then towards the rear, Eagle Top and Clever Cookie is the back marker as they make the descent towards Swinley Bottom. Dylan Mouth is next, Madam Chang angled off the fence, Eagle Top with a run down the outside, and Clever Cookie. Romsdale is taken on, challenged by Postponed. Snow Sky is beginning to paddle. Here comes Eagle Top now with a sustained attack down the outside. Postponed gets first run from Eagle Top. Postponed and Eagle Top, then Romsdale. Postponed and Eagle Top, they're going to fight it out. Postponed on the far side, Azzini. Near side, Fraginatori on Eagle Top. He's beginning to get up. Postponed rallying. They go head and head on the line. Oh, the knot. Postponed far side of Eagle Top. Romsdale third.
A photo was required to separate Postponed from Eagle Top after 12 furlongs of the King George, and such was the quality of the breathtaking final furlong that Golden Horn's absence due to the tacky soft ground was left instantly forgettable. Postponed was the first Group 1 winner in Britain for trainer Luca Cumani since StarCraft a decade ago. The evening was clearly turning out to be a huge success, not just for Premier Racing, but for its partners too. Emirates Airlines, Crown Resorts and Casinos in Australia, the Bank Bar in Singapore, and the asset management group IFS lent their support to the event and walked away more than satisfied.
I think there's about 800 to 1,000 people coming tonight, so it should be a very enjoyable event. Lots of live racing coming from the UK, from Ascot. And this is our, I think, fourth year we're doing some work with Premier Racing, so we're really excited to be partnering with them again. We're probably one of Singapore's largest wealth management financial advisory firms, primarily with the expat community. And our job as a business is to assist clients when they're overseas with their sort of financial planning, investment needs, tax needs, education needs for their children. Partnering with an event like this is a great way for us to entertain and reward our clients, and also it's a great way for us to network with potential new clients as well. I actually do have a small share in one of the horses, and we had our third win on him, a horse called Golden Rabbit. He won last week, and that's been a great involvement in terms of with Premier Racing and Wade and Wade's dad Steve Burridge as well. So I'm a financial advisor at heart. There's probably better ways to make your money work a little bit harder for you, but it's a fun investment.
I met Wade through a friend who has another couple of bars in Singapore. He suggested that an association with Premier Racing would be beneficial. They'd enjoyed it, so I had known Wade previously. So yeah, we just hooked up and bought some shares in a couple of horses, and now we're regular goers to the track and having sponsored events for these guys, such as tonight, and it's been really successful for us. The bank's been going just over 3 years now. It began when I first met Stephen, our GM and shareholder. We both had ideas that we'd like to develop something that was what we thought was missing in Singapore, in the Singapore skyline. So he was a GM for Harry's at the time and was looking for opportunities. So we got together and started the bank in November 2011. And it's just gone from strength to strength. It's great. We've now got another bar out at East Coast at Parkland Green, and our horse Sandbank is named after Sandbank the bar. So yeah, and he's had a couple of wins, and yeah, we're very excited about that as well.
I represent Crown Resorts. We're one of the world's leading entertainment companies, and we're very proud to be associated with Premier Racing. Tonight's a fantastic event. I know Wade Burridge very well, and it's a great company that he has. And I'd recommend Premier Racing to everybody out there if they come to Singapore, and also Crown Resorts. So it's a fantastic night, supporting great charities, and we're really pleased to be associated with the event. Well, racing, certainly from Australia where I come from, it's very much a tradition, very popular with the Melbourne Cup every year. And And Singapore also has a very vibrant racing scene, some very lucrative prize money as well. So there's a natural connection between our business and also the racing industry.
For Wade Burge, the managing director of Premier Racing, this was a culmination of not just a magnificent effort, but one that has a vision for horse racing in Singapore.
Oh, look, it's just about giving someone a different experience. Like, yes, we sell horses, yes, we can go to the race club, but at the end of the day, that can get boring for people. So we're trying to make it an event like tonight, midnight at Royal Ascot. It's all about bringing people from all different walks of life together, and they're going to watch the live racing, they're going to enjoy that, but they can also buy a horse and run it in Singapore. So it's just another way to get people involved and just show them that the experience of owning a racehorse with Premier Racing is like no other.
It's a great concept that Wade's got going on here tonight, and just really happy to be involved, and obviously calling Singapore home now, so it feels good to be here. The crowd that Wade's got here tonight, it's just it's great for racing. Obviously coming from Australia where people get really involved in the racing, and here in Singapore I find sometimes it lacks those young sort of people coming through. So his concept that he's got going on here tonight and getting young people involved in racing and this sort of these sort of people, we need to get them out to the track, and hopefully this is the beginning of a new era here in Singapore, and I feel it going places.
Even before the excitement of the King George had died down, the racing action shifted to Goodwood for the glorious Goodwood meet. The 5-day race meet as always attracted some of the best thoroughbreds from Europe at what many consider to be one of the prettiest race courses in the world. Day 1 on Tuesday, the 28th of July, offered 2 Group 2 races, with the first for 2-year-olds going to Frankie Dettori and the second falling to the multiple group winner Tourmore for the Hannon Yard.
And away, Palawan a little slow under Richard Hughes in the red colours. On the near side is Strong Challenge, just preceded by Welford in a yellow cap early on. Birchwood is keen in the all blue jacket, out wide Galileo Gold, and Frankie Dettori in a grey jacket with the maroon cap. Driving up the inside now is Beaverbrook to go very handy indeed and possibly take over as they run into this first turn, this right-hander. And Beaverbrook from Strong Challenge, out wide Welford. Birchwood just being hooked back by William Buick, has gone very keenly early on. Then Twin Sails in the orange jacket, Galileo Gold. Ibn Malik is sheltering towards the inside, and Palawan is the back marker, about to swing the corner, and Beaverbrook by a length. I wonder if the pace was very steady earlier. There seemed to be a lot of them pulling hard for their heads. In second, Strong Challenge, on the right Welford. They're followed by Birchwood, Twin Sails, Ibn Malik, Galileo Gold and Palawan. So Beaverbrook and Franny Norton out in front. Challenging now is Strong Challenge. Welford on the right. Birchwood's now in a pocket. Galileo Gold and Ibn Malik going for the gap up the rail. Birchwood is switched inside. Twin Sails coming on as well as they run to the final furlong. Quite a few chances here. Galileo Gold, Ibn Malik, Twin Sails out very wide. Palawan as they race inside the final 100 yards. Palawan doing okay, stand side. Galileo Gold on the far side. Galileo Gold will win. Another big win for trainer Hugo Palmer. Opposition, they jump away, and they're racing. Aeolus has dropped in the early stages, and two or more is sent forward by James Doyle in the all-blue jacket. Tupi on the inside, out wide in the red cap is Code Red, and then Dutch Connection in the mauve jacket, followed by Ascription on the inside of Safety Check, and Aeolus at the rear of the field. So covering the first quarter mile, and two or more. Runner-up in this 12 months ago, leading the way, and James Doyle seems intent on trying to make it all. From Code Red on the outside of Tupi second and third, then Dutch Connection, Ascription the rail, Safety Check, and Aeolus is still held up at the back by George Baker. Running down into the home straight now with 3.5 furlongs left to cover. Two or more leads the Lennox Stakes field from Code Red second, Tupi locked away on the inside under Richard Hughes, then Dutch Connection, followed by Safety Check making a little bit of a move, Ascription and Aeolus, but two or more continues to dictate matters here as they pass the 2 furlong marker, but challenged by Code Red. Dutch Connection strongly ridden now, then Ascription who'll need to get an angle, followed by Tupi and out wide Safety Check, two or more and Code Red. Ascription looking for racing room, now dives inside. Dutch Connection plugging on with Safety Check, racing for the line. Two or more is holding on, holding all comers up to the line. Two or more will win the Lennox this time. Dutch Connection stayed on under pressure, might have got second.
The feature race of the week is the Group 1 Qatar Sussex Stakes run on the Wednesday, and Solo continued his winning form from Royal Ascot, proving that he wasn't just the best miler in Europe at present, but also one of the grittiest.
And away, and Gabriel has rather missed the start. Arod from that wide out position. Now is Andrea Azzini going to look to get across here? Hasn't gone blazing off at the moment. Solo in the centre, Cougar Mountain on the near side. Arod now beginning to move on. Bellardo in the white cap on the inside of Night of Thunder. Then here comes Wen, followed by Gabriel at the rear of the field, and Bossy Guest in the blue cap is towards the outside. Here comes Wen, is really pulling hard at the back, and it's Arod that leads the way in this Qatar Sussex Stakes from Solo, the odds-on favourite in second on the outside. Cougar Mountain in the headgear on the rail as they swing right-handed. Night of Thunder just to the outside of Bellardo, then Bossy Guest. Here comes Wen and Gabriel. Arod begins to freewheel in front now as they race towards the right-hander, which will bring them into the home straight. Arod and Andrea Azzini from Solo, a couple of lengths down in second. Maxime Guillon in an ideal position to pounce there. In third is Cougar Mountain, followed by Night of Thunder and Bellardo and Bossy Guest. Here comes Wen and Gabriel. Arod from Solo, Solo inching closer, still some way off the finish here. A good 2.5 furlongs left to cover. Bellardo is improving up the fence wider. Night of Thunder goes all right, then Cougar Mountain. Solo is shaken up to get to Arod here. Arod and Solo, followed by Cougar Mountain. Night of Thunder beginning a run down the outside. Inside the final furlong, Solo with a fractional lead over Arod. Cougar Mountain inside the last. Arod trying hard to fight back. Solo's just in command here, and Solo is just the best horse. Solo wins the Sussex Stakes from Arod second. Running on for third was Gabriel. Then Cougar Mountain. Here comes Wen, Bellardo, Bossy Guest, and Night of Thunder.
Even the absence of Glen Eagles in the race could not diminish the performance of Solo, who was expertly schooled by Freddie Head, and while most contemplated a clash of the generations at the end of the year, it was time for Legissimo to take centre stage on the last day in the Group 1 Nassau Stakes. The filly had won the English 1,000 guineas, only to run a short-haired second at Epsom in the Oaks thereafter. Another second in the Irish Oaks at the Curragh, and her connections were seeking redemption here. It was in fact a moment of truth.
And away they go. Pretty level break. Jazzy top, one of the slow ones. Bright Approach is strongly restrained at the back of the field by Richard Hughes as Star of Seville heads off in front from Arabian Queen, who's keen in second. Also keen is the French raider Cladacera, who's taken back behind Lady of Dubai with diamonds and rubies on the near side in the white sleeves. Le Gartissimo is next. and they are followed by Jazzy Top and Wedding Vow in the dark blue cap, and then 2 or 3 lengths back to Bright Approach, who's ridden some way adrift in these early stages. So Star of Seville and Frankie Dettori leading the way, the French Oaks winner, as they begin to climb towards the top turn. Arabian Queen in second place, Diamonds and Rubies on the outside of the yellow-jacketed Lady of Dubai. Cladocera still looks a difficult ride here for Antoine Hamelin, with towards the outside of him then Le Gartissimo. Jazzy Top is back on the inner, and the black and white spotted jacket, white cap, then Wedding Vow held up, and finally Bright Approach. Swinging the top turn, Star of Seville from Arabian Queen. Lady of Dubai getting a nice run through round the inside, then Diamonds and Rubies out a little wider under Shamie Heffernan, followed by Le Gartissimo out wide of Cladocera and Jazzy Top, and the last 2 Wedding Vow, and finally Bright Approach. Homeward bound now, 3.5 furlongs from the finish, and Star of Seville trying to run the legs off them here from Arabian Queen. Diamonds and Rubies towards the outside, wider out going well Le Gartissimo. Lady of Dubai is stoked up, Jazzy Top going for a run up. Frankie Dettori's inside, that gap may close as they head on towards the final 2 furlongs. It's getting a bit close now, a bit tight. Star of Seville and Jazzy Top can't get through, but Le Gartissimo is taking off out wide and swoops through to take it up now from Star of Seville, then Arabian Queen, the others getting in each other's way. Wedding Vow emerges out of the pack, going off Le Gartissimo in the same colours inside the final 100 yards, and it's Le Gartissimo, the Guineas winner, who now wins the Nassau at Glorious Goodwood. Wedding Vow second, Arabian Queen and Cladocera fighting it out for third.
Legitissimo is a daughter of Daniel Dancer out of Yummy Mummy. Yummy Mummy in turn is by Manchu and is a full sister to the Group 1 Irish Derby winner Fame and Glory. No surprise then that Legitissimo provided a marvellous end to a marvellous race meet. Thanks for joining us on the Winning Post. See you in a week's time. Do follow me on Twitter at Mohit Lalvani, and you can connect with us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/winningpostracing, and watch this episode again on our YouTube channel. May the horse be with you.